So I go around and I'm all the time looking for different plants. Now this one here, trip over a rock, is already dropping its seeds. Which these are the seeds. Now this is a very spiny plant. And I'm not sure if it's poisonous or not. And I'm not sure if it's what they call the cocklebur or the sandbur. But I know I'm going to come out here and pick all these little seeds up, because I don't want the ducks and the geese to be eating them if they are poisonous. Now there's you can see that looks like a little black seed in there, and I dug some out of one of my fields. It had several of these in it, and this, from what I can see here, there's just this one plant. Now, these plants can come from various places. They can come from birds bringing in these kind of burrs on their fur or on their feathers. The deer can bring them in on their hide. Rabbits, squirrels, just about anything. And they can also come in your hay. Now, I did get a bale of grass hay from a friend a couple of summers ago, and this just now is coming up this year. And like I said, I dug several out of the field, another field, and there was lots of them in there where I had been feeding the goats. And so I'm pretty sure that's probably where this came from, was the hay. And that's one thing you have to do when you do have livestock, is you have to watch your pastures and your fields and your hay, especially if you're getting hay from a new farmer. And even in your alfalfa hay can have weeds in it. Most of them, they try and keep it pretty much clean, but there is times that, like I say, wildlife will bring in seed and then it will grow. I have other weeds also that I keep digging out. And I got a book. I got this book here. And I looked up in it, and I can't remember what page. I had the pages marked. This shows a picture of the sandbur, but it doesn't look anything like that. Now, if you look at that and this, it almost represents it. I mean, but it doesn't show it here in Oregon. It shows it in Texas and Louisiana and the lower states. So I'm not sure where this came from. We do have people moving in from other states with livestock, horses and cows, goats, and what have you. And they can bring some of that hay with them. And then, like I say, the birds can pick up the seeds, or a bird can get into their feathers or onto the deer or a squirrel or whatever, even a coyote, and they running through here can drop them off. But I'm thinking this came from the hay, since I had several in one of my other fields from some hay that I got from a friend. And these seeds could have come from who knows where in his field even. So, but I do watch my weeds and my herbs and stuff, because a lot of these plants are herbs, such as dandelions is an herb, and it's good for you and your livestock. But there is some of these that they are poisonous, and so I try and keep a lot of this out of my field so I don't have a sick animal or a poisoned animal from eating this. Now, it doesn't look like any of the animals have come around this because of the burrs, I'm pretty sure. So I think it's safe to say that they haven't eaten any of it. But I am going to dig it up and put it in my burn pile with the rest. I'll pick up all the small seeds that I can find and take them as well and put them in the pile and burn them. I'll probably put the seeds in my burn barrel and burn them that way. I might even put this one single plant in my burn barrel and burn it, and the rest of them are over in a burn pile. But it's very important for you to watch your hay to make sure about, check the weeds that are in there so that it doesn't become a problem. And it's like tansy ragwort grows over here, grows in Oregon, grows over in the western part of Oregon. And it's a very highly poisonous. It causes liver damage, cirrhosis of the liver in livestock. It's like alcohol with a person. If it's in the field, they usually eat around it. They won't eat it, and they'll bypass it. But if it's hay in their hay, they will eat it, and then it will cause them to have liver damage, and it will kill them. That's tansy ragwort. And we had some in a field when I lived over in the valley, in one of our fields, and I had to go out every day and pick it out. And as soon as seemed like I picked one out, 3 more came up where it was at. It seemed like it wasn't, but it felt that way. So every summer or spring, I would go out and pick all the tansy ragwort out of our hayfield. And but like I say, if it was in the pasture, the animals didn't seem to bother it. Only when it got into the hay, when it was dry with the rest of hay, then they would eat it. So I would always make sure that we kept it out of our hayfield. I also kept it out of our pasture as well, because if it was in our pasture, it would blow over into our hayfield as well. So I always kept it out. I kept it dug out constantly and made sure we never had any. I always inspect my hay, even to this day. When I buy hay and I open it up and I take a flake out, I inspect the flake before I give it to my goats or whatever, so that they're not eating a poisonous weed because it's dry and in the hay. A lot of that's how they get poisoned, is by that. Also, when you go to horse shows or cattle shows or goat shows or any kind of livestock show, even with your chickens and your ducks, always take your own water can, your own bucket, and don't ever let your animals drink out of the other animals been drinking out of. That way, if an animal is sick that's there, your animals don't get sick. I always made sure that I brought extra buckets for just my animals when I went to horse shows and other shows. When the kids went to fair, I always brought buckets for them, so when they had their animals at the fair, that they just ate drank out of their own buckets and drank out of their own buckets. Now, the ducks and the geese were here just a minute ago, but they were just eating on the grass. They weren't eating any of the weeds. It's like those 2 ducks there. They're just eating on the weeds, the grass, not the weeds. But yeah, always watch your animals' hay and stuff. And like I say, we do have people coming in from other states, so they can bring the seeds in, in their hay, and then the birds and the rabbits, the coyotes, the deer, whatever can pick that seed up on their hair, in their feathers, or in their the coyote's fur. And then as they're running through your property, the seed can drop. And that's how seed is transported from place to place, is that animals drop it. The wind blows it and other animals drop it, like the ravens will drop seeds, and different birds will drop the seeds. And so that's why it's really important to always watch your hay, watch your hay fields, your pasture. Always watch that so that they don't come in to visit. So please subscribe. Please push the notification bell. And if anybody knows what this plant is, what they think it might be, let me know. Like I say, it could be a sandbur. It looks kind of like the sandbur in the book, but it's not sure. This book is Common Weeds of the United States. So I'm hoping, I got it basically so I can check a lot of these weeds. But if you think you know the name of this, go ahead and give me a comment on it. But please subscribe. Please push the notification bell. Please make a comment and push the like or not like button, and we will catch you on the flip side.